you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over. Okay, from Jason in Seattle. Where do you come up with all the funny clips in your shows? Okay, full disclosure, I do not come up with those funny clips. I have a genius editor who's in his 20s, his mid-20s, and he was just raised on YouTube and all that kind of thing. And he throws them in and totally cracks me up all the time. I rarely have a comment, anything to add to any of that because he's so good at it. So a great editor will make your show.
Facts of life.
This question is from my publicist, Gina. And she looks around a lot and she's like, what's this, what's this? And her question is, do you have any fake plants in your house? And the answer is an emphatic no. I don't. I despise fake plants. Now, having said that, fake plants are getting better. Like if you go to Target and there's a section, like a specific section of a designer, and they'll often do that, those fake plants are getting better and better all the time. But here's what I will also tell you. You can cut and dry things from your own garden, which sounds difficult. It's not. It's not difficult at all. You basically just let them dry out, and then you have dried flowers, or you have dried blooms of some sort, or you have dried twigs, or you have pine cones from your pine cone tree. I swear to you, if you look around, you will find things that are far more realistic than fake plants. You can also get hard to kill house plants like cactus. Hard to kill a cactus. Hard to kill an ivy generally. Please don't get fake plants unless you really have a black thumb. Or you could be desperate to add something in your house on a high shelf where it's not too close, but even then, try to get something that looks more realistic. No fake plants in my house. This question is from Sarah in Nebraska. Do you have to have a big house to entertain? I think the answer to that is no. Now, I grew up in a larger farmhouse, and that helps to entertain. But I also know people who have small ranch houses, and they also are good at entertaining. So what I would say is use the space that you have. If you have a smaller house with smaller spaces, have smaller parties.
I'm having a me party, a party by myself.
Or you could also have a progressive party. You start the party at your house with cocktails or some sort of signature beverage, and then the group moves on to progressively larger houses for larger parts of the dinner. We've done that before, started in small areas, maybe even an outdoor area, maybe even a deck area, and then you don't have to worry about it. If you do have a bigger house, you are better equipped to spread the party out, especially if it's an open area, which is kind of the trend now in houses, and guests can spread themselves out. Although I will warn you, most of your guests will stand right in your kitchen where you're working. But hey, why not? That's where all the food and the fun is happening anyway. This question is from Katie in Chattanooga, Tennessee. How much time do you spend working on your flower gardens? Well, Katie, that depends on the season. In the spring, it is hours and hours and hours getting the beds prepared and planting and moving things. In the fall, it's more cleanup. In the summer, it's more watering. What I do is, I actually got this tip from Garden Answer, my favorite YouTube channel. I divide my flower gardens into zones. So I will only work on zone 1 for one day and complete that and be done. And then I will go over to zone 2. I have 5 zones, and I dedicate time to those zones different days of the week. Sometimes I will be out there for an hour. Sometimes I will be out there for 3 hours. It all depends on the weather and what I need to do. and just maintaining those flower beds. My flower beds are not for newbies.
Noob is a short term for newbie.
It's a beginner.
Someone that isn't as good.
They suck.
They are definitely for the more serious gardener who's trying to cultivate different kinds of shrubs and trees and perennials and annuals and changing it up over the years. I mean, I've kind of created a monster, but it's a beautiful monster, so I could not be more happy with it. This question comes from Colby in Kentucky. Will we see more of Jimmy in future episodes? I hope so, because he's so fun and funny to have on set. He often will sneak in towards the end of the day and kind of watch in the background, and then he always is shouting out ideas, and they're often very good. So I'm trying to lure him into more episodes, and you'll probably see him in an upcoming episode. We're working on that.